Gulf of Mexico, where water temperatures, of course, are incredibly warm in the mid to upper 80s. In fact, right now we're looking at the latest water temperature up to about 88 near the Yucatan. So that, of course, is a fuel for this storm as it continues to intensify. We're closely watching the projected path, which has shifted just slightly farther northward. And you may see why here. This is a spaghetti plot showing all the different computer models. And notice how they're now focusing more in on the Tampa area and less to the south. The good news is it doesn't appear it'll take more of a northward track, as a lot of these models are focused toward Tampa. But because of that difference that we're seeing with the computer models, you could see that the latest track update, which was about 11 o'clock this morning, is a little closer to Tampa and Tampa Bay. So it was just slightly south of this earlier this morning. This is going to mean different impacts for Tampa, likely more of a wind impact in that area. Some of the strongest surge likely moving toward Fort Myers based on this track. It is expected to make landfall by late on Wednesday night. Notice it goes from that Cat 5 strength that we're seeing right now down to about Cat 3. Still a major hurricane and still going to bring tremendous impacts. One of the things we saw with Helene, widespread storm surge that was just tremendously impactful for really most of the west coast of Florida. This is something we're watching again with Milton. Notice that some of the strongest surge is expected into the Fort Myers area, but it also extending farther southward. So this is going to be an area to watch for the surge issue. And then, of course, inland flooding, which we saw with Helene, is something we'll have to watch for with Milton. Some of the models projecting some higher rainfall totals moving from Orlando northward, even into Jacksonville, where we could see over 10 inches, even up to 15 inches in spots. A lot to watch down there. Meanwhile, we have an active radar here as we're tracking rain that's pushing eastward, now focused from Worcester east, with even some areas of lightning. Let's move into Boston, where we're seeing some lighter showers right now. It's a little heavier as you move north of the city, right along the coast of Cape Ann. Move your way out toward 495 and westward. You can see the last of the showers are approaching, so it's still wet in Metro West and in Worcester, but this is the last of the line that's making its way through, and it's much lighter. Heavier rainfall along 95 and portions of 93 here as you head along portions of 24, Route 3. You're running into on and off showers that are heavy in spots, especially through Plymouth County. A little bit heavier as you move down toward the South Coast, Cayman Islands, where that's where we're tracking the lightning. So these are thunderstorms that are passing through, weak, non-severe, but you'll definitely hear that thunder in the distance. Our 12-hour forecast does show a little break of sun right before sunset. It's going to be hard to see in eastern Massachusetts, but for areas west of 495, you'll see some sun within the next hour. But despite that, clouds are going to be plentiful, so I do think we'll stay in the 60s today. It's a cool outlook, low to mid 60s for most spots as we continue to track these showers moving through. This is paused over the next hour. You can see showers mainly focused from 495 east. For the evening commute, mainly dry, good amount of clouds. You may run into a drop or two, but the trend here is for us to dry out and more so into the overnight. We dropped down into the 40s overnight. We were in the 50s last night, so it's a little cooler. Mid 60s for your Tuesday, mostly sunny. There may be a few upper 60s, so it's a pretty mild Tuesday, but things get much